The Department of Water and Sanitation says that the Army's work to rehabilitate the Vaal River system continues. There's amid allegations that the work has been halted due to a lack of funds. More than 200 soldiers were deployed to fix the contaminated Vaal River system last year. And whilst there's been some progress, those living on the banks of the Vaal are still bearing the brunt.
An environmental disaster persisting for almost 2 decades. Aging infrastructure and a burgeoning population, the main contributors. Dysfunctional water purification plants adding to the misery. Raw sewage gushing from the ground.
Over here, you see the overflow tank of what used to be a working pump station in the background over there. And as you can see, it is totally overflowing. And this water, this sewage water, raw sewage, runs directly over the road into the river, which is behind me.
And all headed for the Vaal River system. Those on the banks of Loch Vaal enduring the stench.
The Reed-Sprayed Waterworks sewage treatment plant is basically non-operational.
And raw sewage is flowing into the Loch Vaal River as well.
It is sludge from the sewage works.
69-year-old Vicky Baker has lived here for 5 decades.
It's been getting worse over the years, but for the last year, it has been extremely bad. This little estuary here used to be quite deep, but now it's when they let the water out at the barrage, it's now maybe 30, 50 centimeters deep. And the rest of it is sludge, sewage sludge. There used to be a lot of fish and a lot of birds, and it was a real wild sanctuary.
Even fishing has changed drastically.
When I start here, I catch every day. And now it's, if you're lucky, if you catch 1 or 2 fishes, maybe a month. And it's very, very quiet now. And because of the water, it's so polluted.
For agricultural purposes.
Rosemary Anderson from the local tourism association paints the bigger picture to the compromised Vaal River system.
Well, the Imfilini wastewater system comprises of 3 wastewater plants. We've got Sibbeking, Leeuwkale and Reed-Sprayed. Basically, none of them are functioning. We've then got about 2,600 kilometres of pipes, of networks, which feed into the 3 wastewater plants. Majority or vast number of them are also antiquated and leaking. And then there's 44 pump stations which also help pump the water to the 3 wastewater plants. Majority of those are also not working. So the summary is the majority of our system has actually fallen apart.
In the township where the army kick-started its rescue mission, a vast improvement. This is how Sebokeng resident Mpodi Pale described conditions 8 months ago.
Whenever it blocks, the whole room gets flooded with raw sewage and the waste flows out whenever we flush.
SABC News returned to her home.
They helped us a lot because it was worse. This area was waterlogged with raw sewage. They fixed everything, including the pipes here.
So a lot of work has happened. They've assisted in bringing a lot of the work of a number of wastewater treatment plants to a level of optimal operation.
And allegations that the rehabilitation has stopped due to a lack of funds dismissed.
The work is ongoing. The work has not been stopped at all. Yeah. Figures that we were working towards was that in order to get the whole work done, it would cost somewhere in the region of about 1.1 billion. In terms of the work that needs to be paid for at the moment and the discussions that we were having with the National Treasury, I think in the past week or so, that was around the figure of about 241. We only got an invoice without supporting documentation, so we had to request the SANDF to bring us supporting documentation.
A mammoth task to rehabilitate the system, and their stay could be extended until next year. Mariketa Motlawe, SABC News in the Vaal.